Hey, good morning, everyone. Chris and Tammy here, live to you from Toronto, Canada, coming to you to share an amazing training on how to create sub accounts with your GotBackup account. Now, folks, the reason why this is so important is if you duplicate this and family members are able to, let me rephrase that, the people who own the accounts, who introduce this to their family members, children, cousins, whatever, to share their 6 terabytes because they may never use that much. You know what it does? It creates stability in your business because even if they, let's say, they're not doing much with their cloud, if their kids are fully utilizing the space you're giving them, you understand that these are accounts that are going to be sticking around for a long time. So again, it's a really good feature. And you don't see other competitors sharing accounts like this with family members. It's very possible that some may, but generally, GotBackup offers so much for the $9.97. As you know, we have the email marketing, we have funnels, we have everything. But just before we continue here, I just love to recognize everybody here that are joining us this morning. We have Bakshi from Bangladesh. Hey, Bakshi, you're here like almost every single presentation we do. We really do appreciate you. Stay the course and keep evolving. You're doing well. Celine from Celine from Ghana, welcome. Enonam. I think I pronounced it correctly. I know Dr. K was correcting me again when it was in Ottawa. I hope I have it right. Let's see here. Welcome from Accra, Ghana. We have Marie-Paul from Ottawa, Canada. We have MC from Texas. Welcome. We have Shamin. Great to see you here. I'm unable to attend. This is when it starts. Okay. Well, welcome. We have here Dr. Kewe. Hey, buddy. How are you? Hope your flight was good. I believe you're probably back in London right now. Welcome, welcome. Great to see you here. We have Regina. Great to see you here from Cape Coast. We have Guylaine Dupont de Quebec. Bienvenue. We have Jacob. Welcome to see you here. And Tawa Accra. Let's see here. We have Naomi. Welcome from the South Carolina. We have Eric, great to see you from Pennsylvania. We have Charles, we have Livy, we have Andrew from close to the Triangles, actually 5 minutes outside. Wow. Really cool. Let's see here. We have Mara and Lee from the Netherlands. Wonderful. That's a place we do need to go and visit. I heard it's really beautiful. Johnny from Ghana. Let's welcome. We have Francis. We have Urban Soder. Great to see you from Sweden. We have Olu Sigun, great to see you from Washington, D.C. I think Livia said hi already. We have Gideon, great to see you from Ghana. We have Al from Accra, Ghana.
Oh my gosh, it keeps going and going and going.
Yes, yes. I know. Time you tell. Okay, folks, I want to welcome all of you here.
Yes.
We have a great agenda here for you this morning, if in our time zone. And one thing, folks, that's really important is, you know, if you attend trainings, you will learn. But if your team attend trainings, you earn while you learn. And this is something really important. Another thing I wanted to mention is right after this training, Tammy shared a link, a personal Zoom link that we have to educate you on some of the email marketing strategies and also what Tammy has put together using ChatGPT 5.0 Pro. And really cool. And you may want to take advantage of that. So this link is promoted in our Telegram group, so you can get it from there. And Tammy, anything else you want to add before we begin?
No, I think the session that we're going to do today, it's a short session, and we can talk about the contest because I think that's really important. That's why I'm doing this extra session after is working with the new ChatGPT 5, put my emails together for the whole segment of Monday to Saturday for the contest, because we really want to get as many people as we can getting their 5 so they get their a page that's branded. And I think this is absolutely huge. I've never met anybody in my life so generous. Joel is the most amazing person. Anybody who gets to know him, we've known him for many years, but anybody who gets to know him sees that in him. And so we're all very fortunate that he's making this offer. So do whatever it takes to make this happen. I know Enionam, you also, you got your 5. So that is like kudos.
Congratulations.
You did it really fast. I think you were the first one. So you took this serious, and watch the growth that's going to come from your branded page.
You know, Tammy, there may be also others that got their 5.
And
And
that's it. Is we're not sure how many have done it up to now. But if you have got your 5, please let us know in the chat so we can all celebrate you for sure.
now this training, obviously, folks, is recorded. I say obviously because it's automatically by default recorded because of the StreamYard. It is broadcasted through StreamYard, which automatically creates a saved version on YouTube on the GVO channel. And you can see all the playlists over here. I want to focus specifically on the GBU, now virtual event, Saturday. Here we go. The GotBackup team training session over here. If you click on view full playlists, you can see here that this is the one we're currently doing that is live. You can see here the one that we did last Saturday was the encore webinar that was a reflection to what we introduced, what Joel introduced on Wednesday prior to that, which is the free branding website. Folks, you need to understand, you need to get 5 people for this. And not only you'll have an opportunity to be part of the contest that's out there to win cash money over and above that, your income will grow with your compensation plan with GotBackup, but also you'll have an opportunity to have a branded page. Folks, to have this done for you, it is not cheap. If you go anywhere else, you'll spend quite a bit of money. And, you know, and of course, there's maintenance fee and all of these things over and above that. With GotBackup, you just need to get 5 people, which will help you to reach your level of goal, which is your core rank with GotBackup. But the point here is it's a great opportunity for you to leverage from the technology that they make available to you. Back to this over here, you can see trainings on GotBackup internal wallet, back office orientation. This is a great training over here. Unlock the power of GotBackup lead capture system. That is the lead capture system that is attached to your funnel that is included with your $9.97 a month or your $99.97 for the year, which I highly recommend because it turns out to be $8 and change. And if you're building a team that pays yearly, then the auto ship is 12 months from now, if you understand my meaning. So it secures your business for 12 months. So you have a steady paycheck. So this is really awesome. So keep that in mind. Unlock the Diamond Secret training that we did here. Master ChatGPT for high converting emails. GotBackup training team. So this, you see what I mean, folks? This has been going on for a while here. And so if, let's say, someone doesn't know how to create sub accounts, you don't know how. Well, today, this is what we're talking about. It's a quick training. It's simple. That's why I'm adding a bit more content here. But it's just for you to understand the reference is here. You can turn around, you can click on that, and you can share this link with someone, right? And that way, you don't need to spend a lot of time trying to figure things out if you don't know how. Someone else will do it for you, and you get paid for it. This is the power of the internet today if you know how to leverage that. So,
yeah, Chris, before we go ahead right into the training, the session that we did last week with Joel, talking about the promo, it was a really good session. Even
yes.
that Wednesday night link, everybody that you personally brought in needs to listen to this, because the key in this business is to be plugged in. We always say that if you're not plugged in, then you're not in business. And everybody needs to plug in to know what's going on. And that will probably fire people up that have been, sleeping on the wheel, right? So we need to fire up the team. And I know Dr. KOA, you're so good with this, just creating that fire in the community of the team groups. And I know Nam, you're doing the same thing, but it's to create that fire within people, because not everybody has the drive or the vision that you have as leaders. And we need to instill that into the team until they have it embedded into their DNA. And that's what this business is all about, is to create that inner fire, getting people to see the bigger picture of what this is all about. Because in the next 2 to 5 years, there's going to be a lot of big earners in this company. Even if it's a $10 item, there's going to be a lot of big earners. Why? It's because of the future of data storage. And don't sleep on the wheel. Don't wait. So many people wait. You know, there's no time to wait. The world needs to see this, and they need to see it now. And everybody on your list, I guarantee you that they're on other people's list and got back up. Okay,
Absolutely
so don't
correct.
get upset when they join and you look at them and they're in the team and you're like, oh, shoot. How many times has that happened to you? Right? I know it's happened to me, and that's a real kick in the butt, an eye opener, right? So it's get on fire. People need to hear your fire. You need to send them that link and do whatever it takes to help your team members get their 5.
At the end of the day, folks, here's what's going on. If you're not doing anything about your business, nothing will happen.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something that you need to understand. If you don't make a stand and organize something with your team and create some an environment for people to get together, even for a barbecue, it doesn't have to be about business every time, but it's important to create that culture within your organization. This is how you build a business. I know we're dealing with an online business. And again, it really depends what you're looking for. If all you're looking for is go to your email lists and send this opportunity to earn the $50, 1,000 times, I can appreciate that. I mean, if you have the ability to do that, that's wonderful. But you can do that, of course. But over and above that, if you learn to create culture from the organization, from the people that are in, for the ones that want to stick around and make a living out of this, and not just make a sell for a month, I'm telling you that the income potential is massive. And that's why it's important that you take an active role in building your business, not just rely on others. At the beginning, it's awesome. Show up, learn, and point people in the right direction. And if you're not really big into putting events together, then join a team that does, or attend events that are hosted, even if it's virtual event. Anything that has to do to create some excitement within your organization will make an impact.
And
So
don't
let's
show up
get right
alone. Bring your
into,
teams. You have to bring your teams with you. Never show up alone. Always have team members on board.
yeah. So right now, let me think about this. I'm going to use, let me think. Yeah, I'll use mine because, okay. So I'm going to log into my account. Okay. So I'm in my account. Again, just a little review because some of you might be brand new here. These are your status. This is your support. These are all the details. Edit your account, billing information. I can't go in there because YouTube will block my training here today, our training today, if it shows an email. So if you click on support, this is very important. It will take you to another website. And on that website, within the context of GotBackup, you end up into the support system. I'm very self-efficient. I'm very high tech. So I never needed any support. That's why it's all zero. But some of you might have some tickets here. These are tickets you created, which you open them over here. It's just common sense. I'm going to go through that. Closed tickets, people, that means that was resolved. And maybe that some of you might have expect an answer. You were expecting an email or a phone call or whatever. That's not going to happen. There's people in 161 countries around the world, and you understand everything is done through email. But in the same time, in this case, everything is done through your back office. So you have to come back over here to
Chris,
check
you want
the
to show
tickets
that
that are
because
here.
you're not showing anything.
Oh my God, the whole time I was talking, I hate that.
Hey, everybody, we went out last night and we stayed out quite late because we were with some friends and business colleagues, and we went to see a comedy show and just hanging out after. So a little tired this morning.
Okay, so what I do is I click on the support over here. I'm going to open a new tab here. Okay, and I click on the support, and when you click on the support, it will take you to the GVO support system. And that's where everything else, the whole time I was talking, that's what I was pointing out to you. And open a ticket, you click on that. I'm not going to go there today, but you can click on that, fill in the information, determine how urgent it is, and the ticket will be active over here. If, let's say, the company responded to you and you don't know, maybe some of you will click on this and you'll see a number here, ticket closed. Well, the answer might be here. Action required, it's because they're waiting for you to respond. Okay, so that's what these are. You can see here the hen. As I click on that, it will activate and go into that page for you to answer. So very, very, very simple, very straightforward. Let's go back to this page over here. Understand that you have languages. It's not perfect. It's a Google Translate. It's just for you to be able to follow along in the event that it's in the language that you just don't understand English. Then that's there. Let's see. Use this tool is very important here, folks. This is something I cannot stress enough. And we'll come back to that in a minute because that's where the training is all about today. Very, very important. In fact, I'll click on that, open the tab right away. The other thing, folks, is reseller tools are very important. This is where all your marketing and funnels are in. So just so you understand that when you click on any of these, when you click on this link and you see any of your funnels, this is what you use to promote your business. This link right here, you can click on this button. It will copy in memory. Then you can put it in your emails. You can text it, whatever. Okay. This is basically a bit of an older version. Personally, if I was you, I would probably use this one on the bottom right or this one on the left. This is more network marketing. Let me rephrase that. It's more to educate someone on the network marketing environment because it has a whole training concept that Joel has prepared. This one here, it's a new video. It's a bit more to the point. These ones over here are great for ad campaigns on Facebook ads, Google ads. You would use these ones because you don't need to show another video, because the reason when you clicked on your link on that ad is because they saw something. You don't want them to waste time seeing something else again. You just want to get their information. That's why it's like that. And this one over here is someone wants to sign up right on the spot. They click on getting started, which I do recommend to click on get started, copy the link that's going to come up over here with the peripheral, the data, and send that to your prospect. And then they're going to be ready to sign up. So today it's not really what we're focusing on. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to go back to.
If I can just add something with that, Chris, because somebody
Sure.
recently messaged me on WhatsApp. They were asking what link they should send people. You should watch every single link and you should write something down about that specific link to know which one is going to be perfect for that person. Because in conversation, you're going to get an idea of what link you want to send to that person. Okay, so you got to know what's in there. Click on them, watch them, and that way you're going to know what you feel is going to be the best link for them. And there might be a couple of them too, but you know what I'm getting, you know where I'm getting at. So it's not about Tammy's favorite link, because he's got a lot of great links now. It's not about what Tammy likes. It's not about what Chris likes. Or, you know, it's what each one has their preference, of course, but it's going to be about your prospect, right? You got to listen to them and know what it is, what angle that they want to go at. If they're interested in just a service, you know, you want to pick one that's really leaning towards the product itself. So do your due diligence, you guys. This is your business. You got to really take it by the horns and learn stuff.
Now, one thing that's really, really important is, let's come back into the reasoning for this training here today. It's about additional accounts. As I stated earlier, the reason why it's good to know this is if family members have children or other members that are utilizing their account, that means there's 2 or 3 people that are actually utilizing this account, which solidifies the use of the service, which solidifies your client or your team member. Which, if you do this, if you have many people that came into your GotBackup team that are still using the service, that creates a solid residual for you. Okay. And that's the reason why it's important to understand what the service offers. And this is one of the great add-ons. Now, one thing I'd like to do here is take advantage of this link here. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a new tab. You just right click on this. It'll go right up. Okay. Now, this here is a general link. You don't need to be logged in to access this. You can send that to someone. And the reason why I'm explaining this is, once you create an account, which we'll do in a minute, once you create an additional account within your service, they don't have a back office like this. They don't have a login. And I made the mistake originally. I thought that everybody would have like a smaller version of a login script like this to be able to access your apps. But no, what you do is you will have access to this over here, GBU Cloud. You type in GBU Cloud. This is for the sub accounts. When you're here, what's going to happen is it will take you to something like this. Okay, so the people who have a sub account, you'll have access to your account, and you need to put in your information here. Okay, so once they put in your information there, it will take you, and of course, it'll be empty for some of them, and they'll have like 1 terabyte, whatever that is. Obviously, I'm using 7 here. Yes, I bought an extra terabyte. So the point here, I have 3 computer backed up. I got my mobile device backed up, and I have my collaborate and share. These are all the files that I can share with the entire world. I can share an entire directory if I want. Okay. So just wanted to let you guys know that when a member signs up, they don't have an account like this. They just have access to their GBU Cloud. And of course, to install the device on the phone, it's very simple. You just go to You just go to your Google Store. Okay, Google Play Store or the App Store, and you download the app. You search for GotBackup, and then from there you'll put the same credential that you did over here to log in. If I go back again, the same credential that you put in here, you'll put it into your app, and when you click continue, then it'll start. The whole process of backing up will initiate. And again, where do you see all that information? Well, these are the videos that I know that every presentation Stammy and I do, we show that video. We do that purposely so people understand the steps to install your apps utilizing your mobile devices, which either Android or mobile app. But the thing is, once you create a sub account, okay, people say, well, how do I back up my computer? Because I don't have access to this button over here. Well, you actually do, but not from here. The access is over here. Okay. How to install on the Mac, how to install on Windows. So if I go on the Mac, this is what I have. It will take you here. Download desktop app for Mac. Okay. And it will show you the steps. It's very simple. If it happens to be for Windows, which is there's more people in Windows on Mac around the world, same thing. You download the desktop app for Windows. This is where you access the app that you would normally click this button if you are an associate. If you're not an associate, again, I'm repeating, and you create a sub account to access the app for the computer, you access this from the support page. I didn't know that at the beginning. I thought everybody was have had access to something like this on a lighter version. No, that's not the case. You have access to the support page, and you get the application from the support page as you click on these buttons over here. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. So this is a video that you can pass on to a new member. We're saying, well, how do I create a sub account, and how do I go about it? Well, that's what we're explaining to you right now. Okay, it's a very quick training here, folks. So there's not much to talk about, because what I just shared with you was the important aspect for someone to carry on in backing up their phone device and their computer, doesn't matter how many they have, into the segment that was assigned to you. Now, you, the owner of your account of GotBackup, you need to create additional accounts here. You can see I'm using quite a bit of mine, so I'm not going to do a big one here. I'm just going to use, let's say, I don't know, let's see here. I'm going to put, let's use a default, 100 gigs, okay? So the username, I'm going to call it test1. Obviously, you would use a username of the family member that's corresponding to them, and you would say add member. Okay. Now, what's happening here is, let's see, why am I not, am I missing something here? Please create a username, and then you will be able to, is it because it doesn't like this TEST1? Oops. 1 like this. Okay, create an ad. Okay, it did not like the space. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Okay, so now what's happening is it created this account. You can, if you don't take it here, you can take it later on, but I'm going to copy it now. Copy and share. Okay, so now it's copied. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to open, let's see here. Let me just open notes here. Is it showing up somewhere? Where are my notes? Oh, here we go. Takes a little while to show up. Okay, so let's say I create one. Okay. So this is the link that you would send to that family member or that person that you created the account for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that down for a minute. I'm going to create another session here for you guys to see what the recipient will see when you click on the link. Here you go. So at that point, you would put your full name. I'm just going to put here Chris. Oops. I'm not the greatest typer. Okay. Gingres. Username is test1. You can't change that because that's something that you created. The password, I'm going to call it. No, I'm going to delete this. So anyway, you won't see it. Hold on there. Okay, so I created this password here. Why did they do that? And okay, here. Oh well. Okay, now you just saw this. Okay, now the email address here would be, I don't know, let's say I'm going to send it to, I think I have an email I don't use often. I'm going to use this one.
You're going to have to remove that.
The
recording.
It's okay. I never use this. I think one email is fine.
Matter.
Okay, so from there, create my GBU account. Okay, so then you did that. Sure, whatever. Okay, you see, this is my account here. Okay, so right now, what I would do is I would install GotBackup on my cell phone, and I would log into my cell phone, and whole and behold, the data will start being created here under, if I have an iPhone device. And again, just watch the videos here. They're going to tell you exactly what you're going to see, what you're going to do. But what's going to happen is you will see here iPhone upload or something like that. Okay. Or Android upload. And then just like you see, I think I have one here. Oh yeah, it logged me to this one there. I'll have to figure this out. Log out. Let's go with this one. Back to mine. Okay. So for example, what's going to happen is you're going to see those directories appearing. Okay. The next thing that you need to do from that point on is, if we go back to this, and let's say I own a Mac, which is what I have, you click on this link over here, which I'm going to put it into the chat here. Here we go. Okay, so everybody has access to that now. And from there, when you click this, that's when you would download. Now, I'm not going to do this because I've already downloaded it. But once you uploaded this, what's happening is you'll have this icon over here. You see little white key here. And that's exactly what will be installed. And you can see here that I've installed it as of this morning at 10, in fact, 4 minutes past the time we started our training, and it's been backed up. As you can see, I have quite a few files in here. You can even click on that link. It will open, get you back to your cloud. Okay. And if, let's say, for some reason you're not happy with the backup, you can get rid of this. Be very careful with that. By the way, when you click on delete something, it doesn't delete it right away. It just puts it into the trash. And whatever's in the trash after, you can delete it over here. And then it warns you that once it's deleted, it's gone forever. Okay. So let me just go back here. Let me get rid of a few pages to create some clarity. Okay, let's go back to, let's get rid of that one. Okay, so that's the important page. And the fact that's really cool, you have English, Spanish, and French, and Italiano, and is that Russian? Okay. So from there, very straightforward. Okay.
So,
So,
Chris, there was a question that's important, and
okay.
maybe it's something we can run by Joel, unless you know that the answer is, can people increase the amount of data to give to that person, or
Yes.
decrease it?
You mean increase once the account's been created?
Yeah,
No.
or decrease.
See, once your account is created, it is created.
Okay.
Okay. So what's happening here is you can see here things are going on, but the fact is you can see the account is over here. There's
Mhm.
100 gigs. Okay. And I can have 5 accounts here. You remember, you count as one. So a total of 6. Okay. So if let's say I don't want this account, and let's say you want to create another, like for example, the answer to your question is you have to get rid of this account, and you have to let them know that whatever they backed up is unfortunately going to be
Yeah.
deleted.
Mhm.
Okay. It's going to be gone. And then you can turn around and reassign. So if I delete that, I can delete this right now. Now this account's gone. So remember, you have to be very diligent where if your kids have backed up their stuff and they decided that their phone is not, they still delete things from their phone because things are on the cloud, you understand that that could be very serious. So just be
Mhm.
careful,
Yeah.
because you become responsible for someone's information. Okay. But you can see here, if let's say that you create an account that's too small, you have to delete and recreate another one. And I would click again, and then you would increase that here. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. Anything else you want to add to this, Tammy?
And you can always add extra storage. I know that Joel does promos from time to time on extra storage. It's an opportunity for you to add if you feel like you need to add, because you're sharing your storage with your families. So yeah, keep that
Now,
in mind.
there
But
was
be
a
very
question.
careful, because remember, people trust, right? So you have no access to their stuff, and you don't want to be deleting anybody's stuff into whatever you allow them to take into GotBackup,
Now,
unless
Benjamin,
they're
you're
okay
absolutely
with it.
correct. Okay. The tutorial is very good. And folks, this is the issue we often come across. It's not that people don't know how, it's people don't want to bother.
Yeah.
So if you own a business, folks, you want to know what's going on. And it's not really hard for you to search, because the details is right in front of you over here. Okay, all the information. I brought in, Benjamin, your comment here, and I know there might be a lot of comments. We need to revisit that. But the fact is, the videos are very, very good. They do a great job explaining all the details. Getting started with GotBackup, how to restore your data, change your GotBackup app settings. Everything is in here. There's nothing missing in multiple languages. Okay, so it's really all there is to know in reference. Now, the error, the message, I'm not sure what was going on here. I assure you that your data is safe, everything's cool. It's just the way the system responds, because I think I have quite a bit of space over here, and I was using an extra 100 gigs, which should be plenty of space. So I just need to verify that. I'll speak to Joel in reference to this as to why that was a little funny there. But the fact is, nothing is. Everything is safe, because I've done it many, 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 many times, and it works perfectly fine. It's just a display may have to be adjusted a little bit, but this is awesome. It's really, really cool. The thing that we want you to understand is, if your team members that signed up understand that they can have their family members backed up in there, they can back up their computers, their phone. This is what keeps people active, and they'll be using the service forever. Because I'm telling you, folks, if you're using if you're backing up your precious moments into the cloud, people don't want to part with that. If they part with it, it's because they're not using it. And that's the reason why we're showing you this. And on top of that, if there's other members that are dependent, but again, be careful that if someone is depending on the segment of space you're giving them, and they started backing up their stuff and deleting some things from their devices, now everything's on the cloud. This could become a problem if it's not handled carefully, if you happen to be deleting their account. So be careful with that, please. Because again, I just want to make sure you get a wonderful experience with that. My recommendation is once it's set, forget about it, let it be, and let them handle it. Unless they tell you that, oh, my stuff is backed up somewhere else, or my stuff is back on my phone or my computer, you can go ahead and get rid of my account, whatever, because I'm going to create my own GotBackup account because I want 6 terabytes. That may happen, right? And that's fine. Just make sure that there's always good communication there. But do watch the videos. And that's really all the training is about today, folks. This is it. It's really straightforward. The call was about, the session today is about how to create additional accounts. So I went through the entire process, and feel free to go back to the training and watch them again, and always skip areas that you may feel, oh, okay, I've heard this before, I don't need to hear this again, but focus on the area that you need to focus on to get what you need out of the training today. Any other comments?
When you're with people, or even when you're on Zoom, you can show people, but when you do the process and you can show people the folders, you're going to show people how structured it is, and you can access everything that you've uploaded on your phone anywhere you are in the world. People get excited. I think a lot of people really don't understand what this is. And I've sat down with many members who really didn't understand. And once we went through the process, yes, it took a little bit of time, but the light bulb went on for them, and they couldn't believe how simple this was. A friend of mine and she's also a GotBackup member. She lost her phone, and she was leaving on a trip to go to Italy, and it was too late for her to get a phone, but she had everything backed up, and she had her iPad. So she was able to go to Italy with her iPad and be able to go to her app, and she was able to access things. So, it's so important to have all the backup done. Make sure that every single person that you personally sponsored, because when you go to your My Business and then your personal affiliates, you can see what they've backed up. You can see how much data they backed up. And if they haven't backed up that much data, connect with them, because maybe some of their family members, they could really benefit from extra storage, and you can show them how to do it.
Hey, Tammy, I want to address a question here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of questions popping in. So if you don't mind me stepping in.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. So for example, here, there's a question. How do you overcome when they say they use Apple Cloud backup? Here's the thing that I share. It says Apple Cloud is a wonderful service, and I still use it, but I don't buy the excess stuff. I don't need to. So what I usually say to people is, well, first of all, GotBackup offers you Apple Cloud offers you 2 terabytes. It backs up your phones, all your settings and everything. If you lose your phone, you just do a restore, and your phone is back to what it was before you left it. Okay. But here's the thing. You don't need to have backed up your pictures and all your videos. You can have that on GotBackup Cloud. And you can have the free version of iCloud. There's a free version. I don't know how many gigs to give you now, but it's enough to back up your phone settings, like your apps and all the settings that you have, that you keep. And this is backed up. But all your precious moments in videos, the heavy stuff, the heavy lifting, which is videos and audio, videos and images, then that could be on a GotBackup Cloud that you can access through the app, which becomes a portal, which, by the way, you can access your cloud from a hotel lobby. You just need to log in, and you can turn around and access all the stuff that's sitting on your cloud. Like, for example, if let's say you save your your flight itinerary, you can get that and bring it to the airport. You know what I mean? My point in saying here is it's extremely convenient, but you can use the cloud service, the Apple Cloud service, without necessarily paying for the extra 2 terabytes or 6 terabytes. It's entirely up to you. Okay.
A live example of some of the experiences that Chris and I had when we were traveling. This is before GotBackup. And, we'd be doing group pictures, and people were taking pictures. And then all of a sudden, they can't take any more pictures on their phone because their phones are full. So they would say, oh, can you take a picture and can you send me the picture? What a great opportunity for those people who are filling up their devices
Yeah.
and not having any space, right? And now they can free up the space, which is what you want to do, is free up space. You don't want to slow down stuff. You want to
So
free
let's,
up so
yeah,
that
let's go
you
on with the next question.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry, Tammy, because time is going fast
yeah,
here.
no problem.
So from there, we have another question. Can they transfer their data from family accounts to their new 6 terabytes account? Um, Absolutely, things can be done because GotBackup, they don't see your information, but they can get the sector, the information, and transfer it to another segment on the drive, on their big drive, right? Um, that can be done, but again, that's probably going to be, it probably would have to be a support thing
Yes, support.
because it's not something that you have control over, but it can certainly be done. And these are questions I can actually post to GotBackup and ask them. You know, maybe there was a feature, but again, the more features you provide to the general public, the more problem arises. Okay, because people don't understand this, they don't know how to do that, and and it's not very common that this happens. But if it does, I assure you that yes, it can be handled. But it's not something that you have control over. It's something that needs to be controlled by the customer service. Let's see what else. Do you have any other questions, Tammy, that are here?
NUNM has something here. I recently heard someone's. Gotta get my glasses. PhD proposal just vanished after the laptop restarted on its own. He couldn't get even one document backing up. Is very worth it. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So it's
Cool.
yeah. I thought that
Now,
was
there's a
question.
comment
But
here
yeah, I
in
mean, people
reference to
have
the original
lots of
version.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah. And just understand, folks, that all the features that were in the original version will be added on to what you currently have. The reason why the original version was a problem, and some of you may not know any about this, but what we call a mirror effect. For example, if let's say you add a file to your computer, right away it would end up on the cloud, which is what happens now. But the mirror effect is something different than than a backup. A mirror effect is if I delete a file from my local drive, it will also delete it from the cloud. And again, dealing with the general public, you understand that something very simple becomes very complicated when you deal with a lot of people that comes from all different walks of life. And then people were turned around and thought that this was all backed up on the cloud, and which it was, but then they decided to delete it from their local drive and it disappeared from the cloud because it was not a backup, it was a mirroring effect. Okay. And people were so confused with that GotBackup decided, hey, let's focus on backing up our computers, our phone, make sure that it's safe on the cloud. And if I decide to delete my computer because I need some space because my computer doesn't have that much of a big drive, it's not really nicely anymore, I want to get rid of all this heavy stuff. Now that it's all gone, my computer runs nice again, but everything is on the cloud and I can bring back files directory at a time as I need to use them, but they all save on the cloud. And that it took a life on its own, and people were very happy with that. So just so you understand the difference between the old cloud, but there are some features that are going to be added on to this backup where you'll be able to create a mirror effect, but it's not something that will be easily found. It's something if you know that you need to do that, you'll be able to do it, but you know exactly what you're doing. But the general public, folks, you can't do things like that because people don't read, they don't listen, they don't watch videos, and they just want things done and it magically happens. And that's exactly what the GotBackup back office app does for your computer and your phone. It just magically works. You install it, poof, everything is on the cloud and it's safe. And that's the best way, the best course of action. And it was a great decision that was made. Anything else, Tammy, that I missed here?
NUNM has a recent one. Go ahead.
Okay, is there anything before? I'm just reading through the message. Okay, someone on the page asked if CCT camera can be connected. Please, can you help address that? No. Okay, at this point, when it comes to, for example, if let's say you have a camera that saves information directly to the cloud so it doesn't go into the computer, that is not available yet. Are these things could be implemented? Absolutely. Can there be a workaround? For sure. If you're a techie person, I'm sure there's a workaround for it. I probably could figure something out because I'm a techie person, but technically it requires an engine to connect directly to the cloud. And for example, there are some companies that, let's say, will sell a video camera and it will charge you X amount per month to have access to their cloud because they have the mechanic in place to be able to transfer whatever it sees on the cloud. I completely get that. GotBackup is not designed for that. GotBackup is designed for users where there's hundreds of millions of people around the world that use these devices, and these devices need to be backed up. That's where the money is. That's where the growth is. But all these extra features, these things could definitely be implemented, but it is not currently designed for that at the moment. I hope that helps. Let's see. Okay, thanks, Anyonam. Anybody else, folks? Because that's really all we have to share. Again, it's a simple process. We don't want to extend this call longer than it has to be. We went in for about 47 minutes here. And if there's no other question, we can certainly finish on this note. But folks, we want to thank you for your feedback and collaborating and sharing. We really appreciate that. Tammy and I love preparing for the Saturday trainings, and folks, understand that we have a wonderful venture here. It's a great business. You got the cloud service available. The price point is very inexpensive. The income potential could be massive. It's entirely up to you. Tammy and I do very well. We got backup, but understand that we're very focused. We're very committed. Anybody who have seen Tammy and I, we are always present. We don't miss. And if we do, it's because we're either traveling or there's something and we will replace, but there's always a call available to you. And mimic these things, duplicate these things. What we do, folks, you can do. There's nothing that we use or do that is not available to you. That's why these Saturday trainings contain everything you possibly could need to build your business. But the one thing that's very important, it's wonderful to sit behind a monitor to do everything, but there's nothing that replaces the face-to-face communication contact.
Yeah.
You need that. Humans need that. We're not designed to work through computers. It is an asset. Yes. It is an extension of ourselves. Yes. But if you want to build solid relationship, you need to meet these people. You need to travel into these countries. And I'm saying this because Tammy and I are known for this. We've traveled from all over the world. At our peak, we were traveling almost every month, either for 10 days or 30 days in different markets. And it's one of the reasons we've made so many friends around the world. People have seen us coming over and over for 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, depending on how long the market was open. Yeah. Okay. So understand that. I'm not saying that you need to do this. It's something that you choose to be part of. But if it doesn't have to be international, if you happen to be living in Ontario, in Toronto, or Kentucky, or Florida, or California, or Texas, I'm using states here, in Manitoba, in Calgary, whatever, organize events around your environment, invite your team for a barbecue, a pool day, well, during the summer. You understand what I mean? Do some activity. Last night, Tammy and I went with some friends in Yuck Yucks. It's a comedy show. And it's fun. If you go back to my Facebook page, where I posted a few pictures there, right, with some great friends of ours. So the point here is, and we do that on a regular basis. And we didn't talk about business at all. There was not a word about GotBackup or anything we do. It's all about the relationship, family, and all of these. This is how you build culture within an organization. And the fact is, we're not just doing this for the business. We enjoy it. Our friends are our network. And that's how we work this. So tell me, anything else as we end?
No, anybody who's going to be joining my session, we put it in the Telegram group, the GotBackup Telegram group. I know that some of you might be part of it. Just put it in some of the local groups, but activeteamwebinar.com. If you want to hop in, I can give you the document of the emails that I created right up until September 13th. and that way you get an idea of how I communicate with ChatGPT to build my personality. And Chris is totally different from mine because we have a different, branding way, the way we want to communicate. And yeah, the one thing that I've noticed for myself, I've improved my subject lines a lot, and the content over a period of time, and my open ratio and my click ratio is night and day. So it's really exciting, but you got to learn and you got to practice, right? And so I'm giving that to anybody who shows up to that session, and that's going to be 11:30 a.m. So it's like 37 minutes. Give me a chance to have a little brain break and eat a little bite, and I'll be hopping on the Zoom session. So activeteamwebinar.com if you want to join me. And I'm just going to do my emails. You're going to watch me do that, and I'll communicate with all of you through the process.
Okay, everybody, have yourself a great rest of your weekend. We will see you on Wednesday if you're serious and wanting to build your business. And I know there's other webinars tomorrow hosted by Dr. KOA and the team. So have yourself a great rest of your weekend. Bye for now.
See you soon.